We have the visual. We have visual. We have visual. Right, okay, so here we are, Goodwood Motor Circuit. I think I've said that already a number of times. Just getting my kit sorted out. It's one of those days where I'm not sure if the weather's too chilly for this jacket or not. However, this car here. Okay, so this is the gentleman I was alongside last year. Not this year. How's the championship going so far?
Speed, Mark?
Yeah. How you doing? I need to turn this around so we can see you, because
I've done a couple of events.
And how'd it go?
Got a fourth at Cadwell, that was the opener.
Yeah.
And then got a third last 2 weeks ago
Nice.
at Wishcombe Park Hill Climb,
Yeah.
which is a fantastic venue.
Is it good?
It really is good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm being a bit lax this year. I need to come and see you guys and do.
You do?
Stuff, 'cause, yeah,
You do.
Yeah, otherwise I'm just a fair weather Morgan owner
You
if
do.
I don't come and check you out.
And I didn't make it, but Loughton Park last weekend, we had 10 Morgans and 4 double dries, so we had 14 entries.
Nice.
Must have been just about an all-time high. And
Yeah,
Loughton
yeah.
is fantastic.
Yeah. So it's your commitment. I don't have the tinkering skills to be able to run something.
Well,
something like that.
nor do I. You know, I take it to Brands Hatch Morgans and they give it a once over each year, and I do quite a bit of work on the car, but yeah, more suspension rather than engine. You know, I let that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I leave that to the experts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to have a Morgan and tinkle.
Well, no, that's not my thing. I can't. No, I can't. I don't. So because I'm a modern Morgan owner, it's almost
Right.
like a.
Yeah.
Actually, shouldn't need
Yeah,
to.
it's all black boxes, don't
yeah. Well, from my point of view, that's what I want. Because I don't tinker. I do have a classic car,
Right.
but I don't tinker with that either. Because every time I tinker with it, I break it. So I have to take someone to fix it.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, you just need a little bit of confidence and a little bit of planning and.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. This is it. Not be afraid of something going wrong, because eventually you can get it right.
Yeah.
Yes, but the youth of today.
Yeah. I know, my son's the same. He
well-
won't go to. I had to teach him the other day how to actually charge a battery, connect the battery to
Oh,
it
really?
without charging. Because he's reluctant to do it.
See, that sort of stuff I'm pretty certain that my kids are pretty good with. And my eldest daughter is now 32, and when she first got a car, I encouraged her. She changed the speakers and the stereo, and then she learned how to change a tyre. And
You obviously did well as a parent.
So
to-
that
to-
sort of
to
stuff
teach
they
her how
can
to
do.
it.
Anything beyond that, they're like, no.
Yeah.
Well,
It's funny because my son is very capable, but he lacks confidence sometimes. I do my best,
It's
but there you
it.
go.
Well, I know you can only push them so far.
That's right,
until,
yeah.
Yes.
And you think, oh, come here, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's right. Or maybe it's our fault, because actually what we do is just get out of the way, because it's frustrating us that you're not giving it your all.
That's
at
right.
least.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes. And it's good to see. Sorry, your name?
Andy.
Andy.
Yeah.
I should know that. I should remember that. Julian.
Julie.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
look,
where's your car, Julian?
my car is at Morgan. I dropped my +6 back off
Right.
with them on Tuesday. My
Yeah.
Super Sport will be with me in about 3 weeks.
Your new Super Sport.
My Super Sport, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hard top or soft top?
Hard top again, yeah.
Hard top.
Yes.
So why do you like? Do you get an option? You can put the soft top on it, or is that it?
I can do that, yeah. Yes, you can, like on the +6 and the +4s, and you had the hard tops for before.
Yeah.
You can lift it off. I won't. It's just not me. It's not my thing. I know. But
just-
the
I
fact
must say,
the
Julian,
side screens can come off, which gives me that little bit of that
a
physical
little bit of fresh air.
experience.
I must say, looking at it's the first time I've seen the soft top on the car.
Yeah, it does look. It looks quite nice.
I think it looks very.
It
I think
does.
the lines look better than the hard top. Yeah, personally, I just think it looks nice with that soft top on.
Yeah.
And the way they've got the doors fitted in, and they've spent a bit of time.
Don't, because it's
detail.
another £2,000 option to stick a soft top as well. So I might.
Maybe that's next year. Get the
Yeah.
car
I can.
from-
I can get it any time. You know, it's not as if I don't do it now, I can never get it.
Yeah. And what colour have you got?
A
What have you got?
Volcano orange. So McLaren Volcano orange.
Oh, very nice. With black interior.
Yeah, I got it. The thing is, once you've gone to an orange exterior, almost you're forced into
To
those
black or dark colour,
into
like
those cliches of So I've gone black. I've gone the Raven black for the rest of it. Body colour dash because I want to see the colour inside and out. And orange stitching. It's just standard. It really is quite
It
standard.
must look very nice.
I don't know yet.
You will, yeah.
I hope so.
And you pick it up 3 weeks time?
Well, so I was at the factory, so the chassis done,
Yeah.
the wood's done. I was chatted actually to the guys who are doing the next stage.
Yeah.
So Chris and Lee, if you're watching, Chris, Lee, obviously you're in the chassis department, but Chris, if you're watching this, just make it beautiful.
They're probably just fitting the tow bar now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's base. It's still going to do the rest of the panel work and be sprayed, and then go through finishing, and then through the PDI check. Yeah.
Gosh.
It'll be ready typically when I'm away, and so I'll have to wait until I
You'll
get
be an
back.
excited chappie going down to pick it up.
I'm going to be. I'm always excited when you're somewhere around Morgan's,
Kid in a chocolate shop, you know.
Yeah. And then I'll see you here 26 because I'll be bringing it, obviously.
Oh right, okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've paid to be here today.
Right.
But
you couldn't. But you weren't going to take it around.
Well, this is I would have taken. I would take either around the track, but I was worried if I took the +6, odds a lot would have been that I'd have had an off, or something would have happened, or a stone into the bodywork, and then it's another few £100 off of my part exchange value.
Well, I was going to say, you part X'd it,
Yeah, and the worst case, if I've actually properly binned it, it's then a world of grief I didn't want to get into. And when I can still have this pleasure of seeing everyone down here anyway without the car, it's...
Yeah, it's all good. It's a nice day, and Sarah's done well with the weather again.
Yeah, it was a bit chilly last year, if I remember rightly. It was a bit chilly last year.
It was a bit chilly last year, a bit chilly this morning.
Is it? Yeah, I didn't see this.
Because I've leave these on for the summer for the spring stuff now, so I came down here with the aero screen.
Yeah, so you lit it up though.
No, just like, I have the crash on. Yeah.
Right, green section. Next up.
Form an orderly queue, please.
Form an orderly queue, right.
Right, enjoy. I'll see if I can get some shots of it.
Catch you later.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
See what I say about Morgan people. Sorry, I'm stood here with the T's, so shaking hands. And sorry, my name's Julian. You are
Francis.
Francis. It's a pleasure to meet you, Francis. Please, Francis, tell me about your car.
Well, it was an ex-race car, and a chap bought it over in Ewhurst, and he'd taken the 6-litre Chevrolet engine out and put in a race-prepared 4-litre Rover V8.
Oh, let's have a look at that bad boy then.
Tinkered with it and got the old girl going a bit. So you can't beat the old Rover V8. It's got a nice old throb to it. It's got straight-through exhausts, which blows the gravel off the drive, and I had to put a heater in because it was really just too cold in September to drive it.
Yeah. UK weather is
a new custom-made radiator, which was essential, but I couldn't keep the thing cool. It just built up heat.
And just a normal running, under normal running.
Yeah, and it's got high lift camshafts, Hurricane camshafts. And it just produces heat out of nowhere. Yeah. So anyway, I'm pleased to have it, and it's got an Edelbrock carburetor on, as you can see.
It is very, very nice.
Is this or a Mistress?
I think you picked the right thing. Yeah. When the throttle gets stuck open on the car, it's much easier to deal with than when that happens with a Mistress.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know from bitter experience.
Yeah. Are you here? Are you racing?
Not today. I'm booked in to be today, but I gave my car back on Tuesday. Went back to the factory, because my Super Sport is going to be done soon. So, yeah, I went and saw the chassis and the bodywork, and I was privileged enough to have an interview with Jonathan Wells. I'm due to be meeting with Matt Hole at some point. So, yeah, Morgan are being lovely to me. And I'm here. What I'm trying to do is trying to understand where this Morganness comes from, because if I could bottle it, I'm going to be selling it.
Spray it.
I'll make a fortune, because
there's probably a combined age of about 10,000 here.
When I turn up to Morgan Meets, I lower the average age massively, and I'm 55. So there's a guy called Spencer Bentley who owns the car. I think he's 37, so he's really bucking the trend. Wow. And you, Johnny Hoggets, as well. You're another one. So yeah, so there are more younger owners coming through, but more of the CX platform cars, so the newer cars.
I'm quite interested to see the new one, which I'm.
It's here. There is one here. Yeah. So there's a silver one and a blue one. So the blue one I think is one of the press cars. I thought Matt Hole was coming down in the silver one, but I know he's had a busy week.
I saw Harry Metcalf reviewing it, and I thought,
Harry's review is the best review out there at the
isn't
moment.
it? It's
Yeah,
pretty
until
much-
mine comes, of course,
Absolutely.
which will be on my
You've
car.
got an note of your web channel.
I'm Julian _ the views at on YouTube.
Any better than that?
But I'm theviews.uk if you want to find me through my website.
I
But
will
that
do.
will find other stuff as well. So
Lovely to meet
yeah.
you.
Francis and you, I'm going to look. This is effort. This is effort on my part. So thank you very much
Nice to meet you,
indeed.
Julian.
My-
Have a good day.
Yeah, and you. The horrible thing is, I've got a feeling I've only been recording on this microphone,
Right.
which means I'm going to be booming, and you'll have been really quiet. So I don't do that faux pas anymore. I'm going to unplug this now because
Sorry.
don't you say sorry. It's me.
Quite a quiet voice as well. It's a hell of a machine, isn't it?
This has been a godsend actually, and the whole gimbal thing is. I mean, it's technology now. I'm in awe of the stuff that I see.
Does this move or just take the shake out or what?
It blew all sorts, so you can readjust. I can lock it on me, so that it's wherever I go, it follows.
Amazing.
You can set it to different speeds, so it will track racing. So you can actually follow cars and stuff. I don't know how to do all of this stuff yet.
No.
Because I get it.
You taught it. Taught yourself to
Exactly. And now I don't even know how to unlock me so that I can get other people in because it.
Press it again, do you think?
I don't know. Oh yes. There you go, Francis.
Yeah.
Just-
Quiet moment in the car. I think the T-Wagon beckons. Nice to meet you,
Yeah.
Julian.
Indeed,
I'm
Andy
gonna look
Francis.
for my
Thank
friend
you.
of mine.
Sorry.
I'm just going to look for a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Got to.
I'd look for a friend of mine, but I haven't got any friends.
Oh.
Oh. See you soon. Oh, look, another 3. There's our few out today. Sir, I am in love with your car. Yeah, all Morgans like to catch flies. That's it's one of the joys of a Morgan. Nice flat-fronted screens. This is lovely. No, I need a 3-wheeler in my life. I just need to justify it to Louise because I've got a feeling if I say I want to buy one because they look pretty, she's going to say no. Such a killjoy about stuff like that. I'm going to sneakily behind these people, just a little film of that.
Resprayed at some point before I had it.
Yeah. Well, this needs doing again. But I've had this since 1972. So the cellulose was done when I did it about 1978 to be really fair.
No, I haven't had mine that long.
What lovely stories to listen to. I'm just nosing, eavesdropping.
Well, he rebuilt it.
I mean, you can.
Yep.
My plates in my drawer aren't as
Oh,
clean
those
as
are
that. Everything's
Keep
eatable.
walking that way, and they're over the other side.
That's lovely, though, isn't it?
Very fun.
Yeah, that's great.
On the red carpet we have.
Yeah. Oh no, seriously, it's lovely. It's lovely. It's so clean underneath as well. So since 1972, I'd have
Yeah,
been
that's when I
2
bought it.
then.
Yeah.
And how old was it then in 1972?
Well, it's a 55 car.
Right. Okay. So
Sons.
you're having almost 20 years on it already.
Yeah. And I've had it since 72. So
Wow.
it's a long time.
Yeah.
But it's been on the road realistically since 78, 79. Because I took it all apart to rebuild it when I was a student.
It's still you're still talking about 43 years or something. I mean, that's
It's just, then I went to university and bits and pieces. But it was useful because I used university workshops to do things. I replaced the valve guides in workshops down there and things like that. So it was always useful.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Right, kids of today. All right, that's what you do. When you have a passion about something, you get it, you work hard, you nick every resource you possibly can, and you keep pushing through, and you love these things. And when you do, in years to come, you get left with something that is part of you.
It needs a respray now, I think, to be realistic. The cellulose, I've discovered, keeps on sinking.
Oh, okay.
It just goes on sinking. Eventually, it shows up where you did no matter how fine the sanding you were doing,
Yes.
rubbing down, it shows it up. Whereas 2-pack doesn't. That's why a lot of people like 2-pack nowadays. But I don't have the enthusiasm to strip it all down and do it again. You know what I mean? It's got a patina of use.
Yeah, and it's
that's it.
your use.
Yeah.
It hasn't come from somebody else, and
No,
you're trying to
no.
do it up afterwards. I mean, that's what you've done that to that car. That's your
Yeah,
fault.
everything. Yeah. Always abuse
there is
people.
And you know full well, as soon as if you did get it all done and then resprayed, the first day you went out, you get a stone chip in, and
Oh, yeah.
you'd be like, for goodness sake, I don't know why I bothered.
That's what happened the first time. Yeah.
Well, I read this guy, I don't know who it is, he's got a Morgan, he bought one of these, bought a Morgan that the guy had completely restored, it was absolutely pristine.
Yeah.
And he said the first thing he did, I got back home and I thrashed it up a gravel track. So I know now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I don't do that on purpose. I just wait till the first time it happens, and
Yeah.
I go, oh,
I
and then I
know.
go, yay!
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore.
No,
Now that it's got that first mark on it, I don't
Yeah,
have to. I don't have to
You can't
worry.
get too precious about them, to be honest with you. I
But
was
you're
at first, but
You're right. The youngsters, all they do is sit on their.
Well, this is very true. They do spend a lot of time on the phones. In fact, the number of young people taking driving tests has dropped more than ever before. I know that. Yeah, yeah. And it looks like you've polished every nut and bolt on that car as well.
I just washed it, to be honest with you. Just put a leather over it, and then that's it. I've been out of the garage.
I was actually talking about under the bonnet more than anywhere else. 'cause that was pretty, that's pretty clean. That was pretty clean. The outside might be dirty. Right, come on, let's have a look.
Practicality, you see.
Put that tea down.
That is an oil-based Tecoloid synthetic enamel finish. So if
Yeah.
you get that on the blue, you can just wipe it off with white spirit.
Yeah.
That's cellulose. You get that on there, you can wipe it off with thinners, and it doesn't come off. But I did this because if you get a leak, the first thing you do is you get a streak up the bonnet as you're
Yeah.
going along. If anything leaks, oil or water, it comes up the bonnet, comes out the louvers, and it's the windscreen.
So you then know.
So you've got this little alarm that goes,
Yeah.
which we've had, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
yes, we
Who
have.
needs a light in the car
Exactly.
telling you when you can have a little
Yeah.
oil splash on the
So
screen?
if you keep that bit clean, it gives you that early warning that something is about to give off, give way.
Yeah.
And that's why I
to,
did it.
Just say to the kids, that's my sensor.
Yeah, it is.
It's not linked to any computer.
So this must be quite a joy to work on though, because you've got, the fact that it's all, you've got your distributor
easy.
sitting there and.
I don't have to go under this car to do anything. I can drain the oil, drain the gearbox,
Parking
do everything from leaning along the side and reaching in.
Yeah.
Or greasing.
Or grease oil the front up, that's easy to do. Yeah, the grease nipples for the gearbox and the clutches in
I know
inside.
where they are.
Yeah,
I've just done mine.
yeah, it's just.
But I did treat myself to an
Yeah.
easy lift because I find it.
Yeah. The downside is I'm getting older and you get creaky. And you find if you get down, you can't get up as easy as you used to. Things like that.
I find it's better to have a little snooze when you're there. Just use the
Engine-wise.
time. Use the time productively.
Yeah,
have a little sleep. You never know when you get the next one.
Yeah.
So
The engine wise, if it moved, I balanced it. If it was stationary, I polished it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Keep it all nice and standard. And
they're wise words.
it is.
Oh,
They are very wise
Because
words.
you're not going to do much more in one of these than what you do by just driving around, to be honest with you.
I did get my front suspension. It's all quite cheap.
Yeah.
It's been sitting around for a long time. Mine was the kingpin going a bit.
Look at the detailing on there.
Yeah, those are the old
That's
knobs. You can't get those anymore.
Yeah, you don't get those on the Plus 4. And of course, it's now buttons on the Super Sport.
Oh, no.
Is that what you've got?
I don't have any Morgan
Oh, don't you?
today
Oh.
because I took my Plus 6 back on Tuesday because my Super Sport is arriving. look, his face. My Super Sport. How do you feel about Super Sports?
Oh, brilliant. Love it. Can't get enough.
Yeah. So my Super Sport arrives within the next month. So I'm one of these lucky customers who went to the launch and
BMW ones. BMW palette.
a little bit of a spit on the floor then, was there as well?
No.
Yes, it is. So it has the B58 engine, which is a straight 6.
Yeah.
Yes,
Loads
but the
of
Plus
power.
6 had that as well. There is a lot of power. I drove one on Tuesday. In terms of power delivery in comparison to the Plus 6, it's similar, but it's a lot more planted. There's the driving characteristics of it are better.
Yeah.
See, look, it's horses for courses. I have a classic car. When I want to get my classic kicks, I get my Austin Healey Sprite. I have the same. When I reverse out of the garage, I always check it's got oil in it because I can tell there's oil in it because I can see there's always some on the
Had oil
floor.
in it, you can
It's,
see.
it's good to know that there was some in there, so a little bit of a check.
Yeah, but the thing
I-
is the disadvantage.
Sorry?
You've got a computer. Obviously, on your car, be a computer on wheels.
Yeah, it's not quite. It is still a little more analog than my other cars, the Morgan. However, yeah, cars are now computers on wheels.
I know.
Yeah, I need to leave you guys alone. Pleasure to meet you.
Edit that
Sorry,
out
it's-
later.
yeah. It's okay, we all need a wee, but normally about 2 o'clock in the morning is when it catches me.
You're getting old.
I am getting old. Yes, it snuck on me. See you later.
Haven't had a drink yet.
That was Keith just being very funny. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Sarah. How's it going?
Ask me at 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that is Sarah. Sarah organises the event from Brands Hatch Morgan. Well, I say just Sarah, but obviously there's a few people. Keith as well. Keith as well. Right. Might have to get a bacon bat, and then yeah, might have to get a bacon bat. I'm gonna do this. This is great. Hello, Mervyn. What are you eating?
Bacon.
Oh, I just said I'm going to
Bacon
get bacon
bat.
bat.
After a test ride in the Super 3.
In the Super 3.
Blown all my hair away like yours.
Oh yeah, mine went ages ago. I got in the wrong car.
I'm an avid follower of yours, sir.
Oh,
I've
thanks,
watched
mate.
I've watched quite a few of your
So are you,
videos.
is it a YouTube? You're a YouTube watcher or an
yes,
Instagram?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm on YouTube and that, and I think the first one I saw was when you went to pick up your stunning new Plus 6,
Okay.
and
yeah.
you went to the showroom and it was in the glass box.
Yes.
Oh, it looked gorgeous.
It did look gorgeous.
And you've still got
Good.
that one, haven't you?
2 days ago, I gave it back.
And you've now bought a Super Sport.
Yeah.
How could you give that up? That car was beautiful.
Do you know what? I obviously I did some recording because when
Yeah.
I was there I did some recording. That is the first car I've ever gone.
Yeah.
I'm actually. This is it. And I went up there with all the stuff in the back and ready to give it away. And even when I got there,
Yeah.
I said into the camera, I may or may not be coming back in this
Right.
car because I hadn't decided.
Right.
I mean, I'm using it as a part exchange, but there was past me that thought, can I have two?
Yeah.
Can I get away
yeah.
with a Plus 6 and a Super
Yeah.
Sport?
I'm just thinking that now with the Super 3 that I had my first one was a Morgan 3-wheeler, and I had that for 3 or 4 years, and I
Yeah.
loved it. I was petrified of that centre drive going on it,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was a very common problem. And then I had a hankering and bought Caterham. Bad move, because the ladyship screamed all the way through it. Screamed all the way through it. This is Karen.
Karen,
Karen.
Julian, yes, I recognise you. Nice to meet you.
And then, of course, after that, I then thought I really wanted to have a V8 engine, didn't I? So I had to have a couple of drives.
Yeah.
And then I met lovely Sarah, and
Lovely
we came
Sarah.
out,
That's her
and I-
first name. Is
Yeah.
lovely. Second
she
name
is
Sarah.
lovely. She's wonderful.
And
she-
Dan is disappointing Dan. Just you know. Okay, so, yeah,
we
right.
we had the test drive, and I enjoyed it, but there wasn't enough noise out of the V8.
Yeah.
The V8 itself was right.
Yeah.
The exhaust was too quiet compared with my lovely stage one on my 3-wheeler.
Yes.
And then we saw the alligator green plus 4 that she had. Took that out for demo. As soon as we pulled out the car park, I fell in love with it, and I had to have one. So I had one made, exactly the same spec, same colour.
Yeah, good. Okay, but what did you do about it? So did you get the night? When did you get it? Were they doing the dynamic back?
6 months ago. And I have to be honest, I think the night.
Really? Can't you see we're talking here? We've got to move out of the way.
I test drove
Come
one
on, we'll
with
get it
the
run
night
over.
on, and I didn't think it was worth the money for what it costs to put nitron on a Plus 4.
Yeah.
Plus 4's fine as it is.
Do you know what? And depending on what you're doing with it, it really depends on how you feel about that. And the swap over, I felt
if
that.
you're doing track days, I think maybe.
Yeah, and if you're really ragging it on the roads as well, because it gives you, one of the nice things about the Plus 4 is that little bit of floatiness in the suspension.
Yeah.
But in some situations, that floatiness is not what you want at all.
It feels a bit too.
It's like whoa, because you're losing some connection and everything else. So it's like the two sides of one coin. If you like that bit because actually it suits your driving style, it's perfect. If you want something which is a bit more hunkered down, then get the dynamic pack. So come on, what was the colour? What was the colour of the car you saw?
What, in the Plus 4?
No, the one you ordered. What you ended up getting? What colour's your car? What was
Alligator green.
It was alligator green.
Exactly the same as the one.
Is
she
it
had
here
on
today? So
No, because we came down yesterday. Of course, the weather yesterday was Well, it was
What are you
forecast to be-
talking about?
I know.
What are you
It was
talking about?
forecast
I
to be
go
super-
out in the snow.
I know you
I'm
do.
not-
I
I'm
know
not,
you do.
you know.
And I would have done it, but we went out last week to.
Lightweight. Merv's a lightweight.
We went to the hill climb last week at
Ashton Clinton.
Aston
Yes,
Clinton,
yeah.
which was great fun.
Yeah, Andy was talking to me about that earlier. He said it's one
and
to go to.
we had a good drive around, and it was lovely seeing all the old cars, hearing the old cars, giving it some welly coming up the road.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. But yeah, so we kind of thought, well, what should we do? Shall we? Well, I don't want to give on. I don't want to do it. I've just spent a good 30 that trip, so I've just got it nice and clean up. As I wasn't going to do the track day, we'll come in the Skoda.
Yeah.
And that's fine. We can enjoy looking at everybody else's cars.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean,
But now I've just had a ride out. I've had test driving Sarah's Super 3.
yeah,
Oh,
oh, don't. Right, how many times have I said already today I want a three-wheeler?
Yeah.
I can't justify
Well, that's the
it.
thing. It's
I mean,
where do you where do you draw the
use it?
line? And
Well, and that's the thing. It's one of those cars where I like to think that I am rugged enough to get in one of those cars, whatever the weather, and go, it's fine, I can put a waterproof jacket on.
Yeah,
I've got
yeah.
thermal clothing, and you can have heated clothing now, and I would do that, but I won't. I won't, because the option will be either doing that or getting in something that I'll be dry and have the same amount of fun.
the thing is, I found with the three-wheeler that I have, I liked going out in the winter. I didn't go out on the salty roads, but if the roads were dry, you put the warm gear on, and I had as much fun driving it in the if not more fun driving it in the winter.
Spencer and I have
Because
had
it's
that
nice
conversation.
it's nice to be out in the-
exactly
in the
that
weather,
conversation. That would you use it more
But
in
if
the
you're,
winter
if you're,
because of
it's,
that?
it's more about
They're lovely.
Yeah, it's more about looking after it, keeping it nice on there, because you don't want the salt underneath.
Well, no, but actually the one that I really like is one of those limited edition ones, which is so the warp speed.
Yeah.
Because it's just as polished, the polished aluminium on the front, and it's this yellow paint at the back. And the thing is, I just want to put it in a glass box in the garden and then just look at it. That I'd like to then buy. There's a couple of Ducatis that I'd quite like to put in a glass box as well.
Well, I've got an idea of how the colour scheme, which I've already talked to Sarah briefly about, because she was looking at it. Which I'm not saying on camera.
I wonder how many. I wonder how long ago. I wonder
if
how many years you'll be planning this
If
for.
I decide to get one, I'd have to have that colour scheme on that theme, which I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't want anybody else to get to think that's a brilliant
That's a good idea.
That's what that
I've
needs.
Right, but
already
have you
told
seen?
someone today.
So there is an old three-wheeler here, which is in. I swear it's the same colour as my Plus 6, but in matte.
Right.
So and that's lovely. I mean, yeah. I'm worried I've spec'd my Super Sport wrong. I'm worried that the colour's not going to be
And
right.
is that a secret? Your colour?
I've gone for Volcano Orange, McLaren Volcano Orange.
Yeah.
But orange is one of those colours where once you've done orange on the outside, you have to do set things on the inside, which I'm a little bit sad about, because the inside is where you spend your time and what you can see.
yeah.
However, otherwise I would have gone for my purple again. The Porsche
Have you gone
Amethyst.
for a hard top? Have you gone for a soft top?
Hard top. I'm an all year round
Do you
driver.
like the hard top though?
I do like the hard
other
top.
one. And that did look, the Plus 6, the colour you spec'd it with that hard top on it, it looked, when I first saw it,
It was the
do you
best
know,
looking Plus. It is the best looking Plus 6 in the world. And somebody else can own that now. Talk to
what a
Dan.
gangster car. You're going to miss it, I'm sure you will.
I am going to miss
But
it.
it did look, it looked so. When we watched that together, and I said, look at the colour of this
did.
look. And
You went into the box
your
and you opened
face,
it.
you went there and you went.
Every
And you
time.
went- I think you did say something like.
It was fuck me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was just stunning, and I had done a little twit because Dan went, stop doing that,
Yeah.
and my missus is there going, why are you even starting to look? Why are you spoiling that for yourself? It's like, because I'm so excited. If I don't have a little look, I might do a little bit of a wee.
Yeah.
And when Dan took it off, and it was just and yet it was like we got it right,
Oh, yeah.
It was, yeah.
How many miles did it have on it? Did it go?
Well, when I let it go, about 9,500. So I did
Very
that
respectable
in
that
18
short time,
months.
isn't it?
Yeah, and it came here twice. So whoever's buying that car, you've got a car that is tested on track. I mean, I never ragged it. I never abused it. I work my cars. Do they do what they're meant to do?
Yeah.
and I make sure I look after them along the way. And not me personally, because I'm clueless. So the guys at Morgan have loved that car for me. And I'm a moaner. If things aren't right,
Well, it's not right, but it's got to be right, isn't it? I mean, I'm the same.
And Morgan are one of these companies where they'll bend over backwards and snap themselves in half to get it right for you. So
well, we just went to Morgan 4 weeks ago with Sarah. She invited us to go because we went originally to see how it was being built.
Yeah.
We had such a lovely time. We got on so well, and she'd got a couple of our other customers that were one with a car had built, one that was thinking about buying. So we said, yeah, we'd love to go. So we went again, and while we were there, we went the night before. Because that morning we did the dreaded thing on the plus form. So we're telling you not to do, and that is don't release your hood.
I think it's
Put it
very
back.
kind of him to say we, because actually it was me.
You released the
I
hood.
did it.
Yeah, well,
I released
I
the
wasn't
hood
gonna
without
say.
taking that.
You know the little
stupid
stud on the side
stud.
of the. You
Oh
have to
yeah,
release the
yeah,
stud,
because it can pull it. It just rips it out
And I thought
sometimes.
she'd
Yes,
done it,
it's
released
exactly
it,
what it
bing,
did.
it broke the stud off, didn't it? And I was like, oh, I don't believe this.
Oh, but it's not that difficult to fix.
It's not.
The only thing though is that when you're driving it for a little while afterwards, you can just always hear it go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
Yeah,
a little
it's
reminder.
Wi-Fi.
It's a little reminder to go. You fool! You fool! You fool! You fool! You fool! You know, it's like, so, oh, I know already, Carl. Don't tell
you
me.
were saying
Don't tell
about
me.
Morgan and how lovely they are. When we pulled in, we you know the bit as you park at the front, in front of the what's the centre?
Experience.
The
Yeah, the experience centre,
the
yeah, with a
Morgan
nice curved.
Yeah, and there was some empty space. There's no sign saying you can't park there.
Oh, is there a reason why you can't?
So I backed it in nice, I sat it in there. Just before we pulled in, one of the experienced guys was kind of to our side, and I thought he was going to say, "You can't park there, mate. That's only for demo." Is it? And he said, "Oh, you had a good car." I said, "Yeah, it was a lovely drop." I said, "Unfortunately, we just committed the heinous crime of breaking it." He said, "Well, let's see if we can get one of the guys next minute." It was back in the factory on the production line. So
Yeah.
we got a second visit of our car on the production line,
Yeah.
having that little stud replaced
While
while
we
we were
were
there,
on the tube.
all free of charge. I thought, where'd you get service like that?
Free of
Morgan,
charge,
well done.
Mark. Free of charge. You're not making any money if you let these fools.
Yeah, but
the fools get away with their error being unpunished. So.
And we were good at it because while we're walking around, because we're talking to other customers, we speak to customers and that. So brilliant. Actually.
Well,
So
I've got another video coming out. I've got to edit it. I did an interview with Jonathan Wells on
Right.
Tuesday, which cheers, John. Thanks for that. But more importantly, yes, more important than you, John, was I went round and talked to the guys in the factory, and they are so amazing, and they're so passionate about what they do.
they're so happy to. If you have a question, they're happy to explain
everything.
what they're doing and why you're doing it like that, and couldn't you have done it like that? And I made the fatal error of asking the guy, I can't remember, we go to different tour hosts each time,
Yeah.
and that's been brilliant because they've all got their own
A little spin
sort
on
of
it.
skewing.
Yeah.
And I said to him, who's like the factory foreman who goes around and does the checks on the guys? And he said, well, we don't have one. I said, you haven't got like a supervisor that goes and does a check on them. He said, no. He said they do the checks themselves because the next guy that they hand the vehicle to, or whatever bit of engine they've been working on, he then says, well, actually, you're a mill out there. It goes straight back to him to just correct it, and they kind of mark it.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant and a great work.
It's so individual in terms of the people that work on the chassis, is that they can trace it all the way back to who does what and when, which means that
And it's all in that book, isn't it?
and each person is absolutely responsible for that. So if there's something wrong with that, they know who did that, which is a way of identifying if there's a fault in somebody's practice or there's something going wrong. But the other thing, of course, is it's also, from our point of view, we can go back and go, that guy built my car.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
Yeah.
so I saw this guy called Chris on Tuesday. I'm talking to him, and the wooden section of my Super Sport is there, and he's going to be marrying the metal to the wood. So I talked to the guy before he did that.
Yeah.
So obviously I slipped in a few
okay,
notes and work extra hard on that one.
Extra bit of fine polishing on that bit too.
Yeah, but where in the world can you do that?
Can you? No.
Yeah.
There is,
Oh yes, that purple there.
I mean that thing is just so gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
I miss mine terribly, but
Do you know? I have another guy who who follows me and messages me and stuff, and he's just bought himself a super, not a Super 3, a three-wheeler.
Right.
He did about 70 miles in it the other day because he's only just had it delivered, and it's hilarious. And with that straight pipe, I was talking to the guys in the factory about the straight pipe and how easy it is to change that, and how much joy and noise and theatre you can get.
Oh, it is. It's, I had a stage 1 on mine with the crazy horse, and it was such a lovely car.
Yeah.
And it sounded beautiful. That's quite quiet, that one.
That's very quiet. That's.
And I do miss that you know, being a motorcyclist at heart. that's my real love, but I suppose that's what led me to get the three-wheeler in the first place. And when I drove it, the first time I drove it, I thought, oh wow, this is as close to being on a motorcycle as you can be, because you're out, you can feel the wind in your hair.
Yeah, you've got the instability and everything else that you need from it.
Excellent.
Mervin.
Julian, have
Pleasure.
a great day.
I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name.
Karen.
Nice to meet you, Julian.
Karen, the soft top breaker.
Absolutely.
She got in and out of the.
Yes. I
Super
thought I was
3.
going to attract lots of men to help me out of the Super 3, but unfortunately I managed all on
All on
my
your
own.
own. Actually, it's not so bad because it's a seat stander. You know,
Yes.
that's how you're meant to
They're
get in and
saying
out.
that, yeah, I can't do it. I cannot
Can't
put
bring
my feet
yourself to do
on
it.
that.
On that seat.
I have to do the stretch and make sure.
Try and get into
the.
the. No,
Well, I've got long legs, so
yeah, you need
I
to do
can
some
manage
yoga before you do that because
I
it's
need to be slim like you. That would help.
Oh,
me.
thank you very much. It's.
You wait till you get to my age.
I don't know how old you are, but I'm 55, so
Oh,
I'm
you're still a baby.
still a baby. Yeah, I'm still a baby. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Julian.
Yeah, but I still have the enthusiasm that you do at your definitely the old age. It's great.
Well, that's riding motorcycles.
Oh yeah.
And you like bikes as well, then?
I do, but
Have you got any at the minute?
yeah, I've got 2 at the moment. I've got 3 because James, your bike, is still in my garden. So his is an RGB 250 Suzuki,
Alright,
which is
yeah.
obviously a twin, which
That's a bit of an animal.
yeah, so that sits in pieces under a tarp, getting in the way. And then my bike is, I got rid of my Fireblade because it wanted to kill me.
Right, yeah.
I didn't ride that bike, I sat on that bike while it moved around. So I then thought I'd go something really safe and easy, so I've got a Street Triple.
Right, yeah. That's a nice bike.
A Street Triple RS. It's not hard any miles because
Yeah.
I then bought a Morgan and went, whoa, this is great.
But then on a day like today, especially if you're driving hard, but you don't want to drive your heart off on a nice Sunday.
Yeah.
Do you? You do.
I just take the side screens off. I'm not worried about the sun on my head.
Yeah.
The air still comes in. I'm not so worried about that. But you know, like I say, each to their own.
I'm like police as well.
Yes.
What scares you when I see them move back quickly like that? I always think that front wheel's going to get.
You're going to clip on something.
Golf activity.
Right.
They must be going around.
I'll leave you to it. Oh yeah, it'll be the.
Go up top and
The last year when I was here, someone was actually having a picnic in their car on the start-finish line, which obviously I berated.
Only on a Morgan track though,
Would you get that? Exactly. Isn't it funny that? So Spencer and I were talking about this. We're trying to establish the different types of Morgan people, and I think we've got those that are young at heart and those that aren't, and where the passion lies. And how deep it goes. But I'm starting to revise that opinion because everybody I meet is so lovely. I still want to find someone I can slag off, and I can't. So right, so thanks for saying hello.
We'll catch you later.
Catch you later. See, Morgan people are bloody lovely. Bloody lovely. Right, okay, so they're getting ready to go out on track. You're Greg.
Yeah,
You're the message man. Okay, go on, got to do it. Greg, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So Greg messaged me to say, are you going to be here? And I went, yeah, actually I'm going to take myself down. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching, by the way.
Yeah, no,
Is this you here? Oh, come on, let's have a look at your car, Greg. Come on, let's have a look. Your car and your missus, is it? We're gonna do a full.
It would be embarrassing if it wasn't, wouldn't it?
Yes, that's right.
This is Julian and I watch his videos.
Apparently all of a sudden I'm famous. Hi, sorry, you are. And I'm Julian. It's lovely to meet you. Oh, so this is nice. Did you spec this as well?
Yeah, the wheels are stripped and chromed. Obviously, it's got the bigger spots
Yeah.
than standard.
Because they
on it.
stopped doing the bigger spots for the Plus 6 for a while,
Yeah.
and then I think they brought them back for the Pinnacle.
Yeah, and then we got them colour coded at the dealer.
Yeah, which is now standard on the, well, was.
Yeah, on the kind of Pinnacles and whatever.
Yeah.
What else did I have? I had the running boards. These are. I don't know another Plus 6 that's got these.
No, I
but
don't.
They're my favourite feature. When you're driving at night, you kind of you see the illumination, and I think I just went for the old school look.
See, I've missed out on the camera then. See, when you see these on the classic Morgans, it's always the thing that I think, do you know what? I'd like a bit of that.
Yeah, and they're LED now. And then the bonnet strap, the running boards.
Yeah.
I had got extra PPF. It's got a quilted centre column.
And every Morgan should come with a wife. Look,
Yeah. Long suffering wife, but you don't normally get them quilted there, and then you don't normally get the black
No.
windows.
See, this is this
So
is
it went with the
very
black and the
nice.
And
This
then
is
I had the
nicely
Le
done.
Mans quick release
Yeah.
fuel cap.
So did you? So they now do a smaller one of these. I
Yeah.
always thought this was quite on my LM62. I always thought that was a bit bulky.
Yeah, I mean once
And the
you've had it
Pinnacle
done,
ones are quite small.
because the screw holes
You can't go back.
You can't go. Yeah, once you got a Le Mans fuel filler cap, that's it. And then I just think I know you prefer yours without.
Yeah, I like it
but,
naked.
And then sports exhaust and the P6 for Plus 6.
It's nicely spec.
And then I put a motor leader.
Tell you're not worried about putting stains all over your seats. Look, with your cream. Yeah, so can I get in here and do your cross stitch? Here, look, I need to. Without.
Anne chose the
Okay,
colour
look.
combination, didn't you, Anne?
I did.
And that is a good choice.
I'd spec the car in
You're a
silver.
keeper, and there's
Keeper.
I spec the car in silver metallic, and she came along and changed everything:
I did.
the external colour, the internal colour. Everything.
See, you're lucky you were early enough to still be able to do them in ultra wheel because you didn't have airbags.
This is the last one off the production line
I like
before
that.
airbags, and I ordered it specifically about 3 months before I retired. So I had to say to the dealer, just keep it for 3 months before I can afford to pay. Yeah. But I love. I like the wheel. I like the wheel.
That is lovely. Can I rub your wood?
Please feel free.
Yeah, because I first started talking to Spencer because of his steering wheel, because
Yeah.
I was jealous of his wheel. And at that time, I could have had that wheel because I didn't have airbags on the Plus 4. I miss the open glove compartment a little bit.
Having something to put your sunglasses in or whatever.
But the little glove compartment on the newer ones is quite cool as well, I have to say.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I don't miss, hang on, I don't forget, is the comedy.
Oh
These.
yeah.
I think they're like Maxi.
They are.
British
I
Leyland
had,
Maxi.
I had them on my
Allegro.
Metro,
Yeah.
my mini Metro. When I first got it. So when I got this, and I had put my finger through it, and they're as plasticky. Yeah.
But it's
Anne's-
funny.
Anne's right.
I got in the Super Sport, and the first thing you notice is the doors don't flex like this.
No. I drove one on Tuesday.
Was it good?
Oh my god, yeah. It was so planted.
Do you see that one there? That's
Yeah, the
there?
blue one, yeah, the-
That's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And it's the developers. So have a word with them, because they actually developed the Super Sport, and they've got the prototype, and they're just fine tuning it before they make all the production run.
I need to tell you this. I saw my car on Tuesday. It's already in production. It's halfway through production.
What colour have you got? Tell me you've gone for a
I've gone
classy colour.
I've gone for McLaren Volcano Orange.
So not classy.
I've gone shouty. And unfortunately,
You want to blend in with the Morgan people. Look at all the greens and the blues.
Yeah, no, I don't. No. I think you know how I feel about conforming to things.
Well, the wife went Dakota,
Oh, Anne.
a grey,
It's Anne. It's
Yeah.
not the wife, for goodness sake.
and we there aren't many grey metallic Morgans about, so we're a little not as left field as you with the orange. But
No, I'm liking your body. I'm not too sure if Spencer has revealed the spec on his Super Sport, so I don't want to say.
what colour's he going for?
What? Can't say. I don't know if he's told people, so I can't do it. That'd be
Louder
really-
than yours.
No, gentlemanly. So he's going grown up, and he's the youngster. Yeah, he's going to be quite grown up. I think of it as the way that would be the way that Bond would spec his car.
He wants a proper engine, doesn't he? He's tired of the 2-cylinder, 2-litre one. Sorry.
Yeah, and of course he maintained that he didn't need 6 cylinders for the fun in the Dales, but we all know that he does.
Bigger is better.
Yeah, yes, more power. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Greg, Anne, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, and you, Julia.
Yeah,
thank
thanks
you
for
very
saying
much.
that.
Yeah, it's
And
great. No, I'm glad you
thank you for liking and subscribing.
It's all right. No.
Strange stuff. Yeah.
I look forward to seeing your. Have you got a name for it yet? Have you called it something?
The car.
Yeah.
The car. I only name one of my cars.
Not the marmalade then, or the.
No. The wallet emptier. Maybe that's what I should call it.
I saw you with the green one that you had with
Yeah.
the handles. That looked nice, and I do like the 6. That's launch edition
There's
colour.
the six.
Launch edition colour.
Was what the
Your +6.
my +6 was a Porsche Amethyst. Yeah.
Very nice.
My +6. That's what I think is. I think it's the best looking +6 ever. Obviously, I do like this. Yeah, I wanted it to be just slightly different. I wanted to try and make sure that people, when they looked at it, realised it wasn't a trad Morgan.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a trad car driver. Well, I lie. I have a classic car. However, my Morgan was never for that.
You don't wear.
So did you buy this? Was it a retirement gift? Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I got permission, didn't I? Sort of.
Everybody
Yeah,
gets
it's my
permission.
retirement car.
Interestingly, we were talking about how lots of people buy a Morgan as a couple. It's almost like a joint and shared emotional experience that you go on. Because my missus doesn't give two hoots about Morgan. She doesn't care one way or another. However, for me, the emotion behind it.
And tolerates me. I think that's more of a.
That's what it is, Greg.
Cheers, mate.
I think we all tolerate you, Greg. That's it.
Cheers.
Lovely to meet you, man. People, right? Okay, so heading to do the track parade. So I will get my backside out of the way very quickly. The Goodwood man will shout at me if I'm in the way, and rightly so. Morgan character always comes with a burble. Oh, the pops and bangs, and that's what you want. You can't help it. Side pipes always add a little bit of drama. Although it does mean that he's going to spit crap all over me when he goes past, but that's fine. That's fine. For creative purposes, I'll suffer that. Yeah, show off! Because, hello Nigel! Still loving your LM62. It's lovely.
She's gone topless for the summer.
Yeah,
The white hard top will be back.
it's nice. It is nice. Do miss my 4. Something about a 4 that is so lovely.
This is John.
Oh, John.
Yeah, please me. Yeah, he's got a nice.
Yeah, sorry. I won't film if you don't like it.
No,
He's got a nice.
That's the 35th anniversary. 35th anniversary. Number
The green
60.
one.
Number 60 out of 80. I built 80 for the UK and Europe, and that's number 60. It was built 4 months before they stopped production.
What toys did that come with?
Well, it's aluminium rad. It's aluminium bulk at the bottom, stainless steel wires. That's an old one. Apart from that, it was pretty standard. But I've had the Librand's free flow manifold fitted instead of the old cast iron one. And then I got Technics who service it to put the new SSL front suspension with double springs on, which took a lot of the harshness out of it.
And the chassis, is that
It's still the old
ladder frame
yeah,
chassis? It's not
because this is going to be a CX chassis.
Yeah.
Which I've driven one of these and Bell and Colville, and it was chalk and cheese, you know, compared. But that at the moment is nice. It's nice and quiet. It's been well serviced, been well looked after. It does about 1,000 miles a year, and it's all change every year. That sort of thing. You know.
And maybe coming up for sale as well. You never know.
Well, yeah.
Get a +6.
Well, I do. I'm seriously thinking I might go for the +6, but.
Well, there's a beautiful +6 going up for sale pretty soon in Porsche Amethyst with a lovely hard top in Renault Silver matte.
No, I don't want a hard top. I want it.
It's got a soft top that comes with it too.
Yeah,
obviously, I'm trying to flog my old car now.
Oh, yours, okay. The one I've seen is darker metallic green than that with a tan interior with these wheels on it. And I think that is quite
Well, I had strips and chrome to match the chrome. So they come and then more silver from the stock.
Oh, right. But I like the spokes on these. They're stainless steel. I get them off once a year with a toothbrush around the back and clean them all up.
Happens to really. So when I had my LM62, it was wire wheeled as well, and I don't wash my cars well at the best of times. Well, I've got this great brush that
goes right
all the way through.
Well,
yeah.
I have to do the back, you know, right where they fit. In fact, an interesting thing, I nicked one of the wheels when I trying to get it off. I found a chap at Ickingham who's apparently quite well known. It's called Phil the Wheel, and he was a tournament car. All he does is make wire wheels.
Phil the Wheel?
Yeah.
Lives on Colchester, lives on Carter's. No, isn't Phil the Wheel down in.
Well, he
lives in Metham, doesn't he?
No.
Must be another Phil the Wheel.
Well,
then.
the Phil the Wheel, because he's got the signs up. He's had Autocar down all the people.
Must be something different.
Anyways, he was a toolmaker. He makes wire wheels. He's a fascinating guy. He's had to downsize, not in the best of health, but he's got a 35-ton press. And the centre box.
Definitely different Phil.
He takes a blank, and this 35-ton press goes on, and it shapes the wheel where you put the splines on. And in there, he's got Jaguar, Triumph, MG. He used to make them for everybody. He said he can't do it. Because he said the Indians make them. He said I have to charge £500. He said India charge next to nothing compared with me, so I'm going out of business anyway. I'm not the best at it. He said if somebody came along tomorrow and gave me 25 grand, I could buy all my machines. He had a spoke machine.
Oh, that sounds like a bargain all of a sudden, even if I can use it.
To put a thread. I mean, I've never seen these contra-rotating wheels that put a thread on a spoke. And you've got a spoke, you just ran it in and pulled it out. Loads of fluid cooling oil and stuff. And then perfect thread. And I said, what thread is that? It looks like BSF. He said, no, it's actually a cycle thread. Because back in the day, when spokes were made for bicycles, nobody ever moved away from the cycle thread. And I said to him, if you're retiring, you know, why didn't you take on an apprentice to pass all your skills on? He said, I never got around to doing it. And he said, to be honest, he said, I love tinkering. He said, it's a bit of therapy for me. He said, but I always, you know, my wits end with the whole thing. He said, I've even been up to Bicester, and they don't seem to be interested in taking it in as well. And he had a small downsized workshop with lathes, milling machines, this press, and the spokes. But in fairness, he got this little nick out of my record. I can't accept that I represent him. And I'm glad I found him. But he's off it, or his premises on a farm estate, right next to Hillingdon Station on the Underground. You go Uxbridge, Hillingdon, and then into London. I'm not sure what line that is. Maybe the district
line, isn't it?
But Hillingdon Station's on the top of the bridge, and you go down the ramp towards Ickingham and turn immediately right to a school entrance, and the farm's on the right there. But if you look him on the internet, Phil the Wheel, he's a fascinating guy, and it's such a shame that his skills would actually be lost.
Seriously, Tom, that's the way of the world right now, where we're watching these skill sets just disappear. Which,
it's criminal.
It is. Sadly.
Because a young guy that's gifted with his hands could easily pick up those skills and carry on. And when you look at all these cars that are out there, you advertise in the right magazines, you'd always be in demand.
Well, that's it. All the while people are passionate about their cars, and there's always going to be a need for stuff.
They gave us a history lesson on the circuit, which I didn't know. But it's not quite oval, but there aren't many sharp corners, and it's because the old big heavy lump V8s couldn't turn. So that's why it's so quick, and it's one of the quickest circuits in the UK because of that.
Yeah, because it's really, this is a great circuit to drive. It's so flowing.
I had the instructor out with me the first lap. He said, "Did you see the apex mark?" I said, "Yes, I did." He said, "Well,
I was enjoying looking at it as I went by from a distance.
He said, "Well, why don't you get your car over to next time?
I'll tell you what, they're harsh. They're harsh, these racing drivers who give you tuition. It's true. It's true. Yeah. And the back section here, the temptation to carry too much speed into that corner, and then you're hard on the anchors at the wrong time, and it gets so squirrely.
And we've all had a +6 go like that.
Yeah.
Haven't we? I mean, and once you've had that, you live in kind of fear of it going sideways.
I quite enjoy finding that. It's that little moment which is quite nice.
We were down at Leon on that one of those city car tour things years ago, and we all came out of the underground and the road were a bit damp and there was cobblestones everywhere. And everybody's driven off, so I put my foot down a little bit to catch up. And the back end of this came round very easily.
Yeah.
Christ, better watch that wet, greasy type surface. And then somebody said to me, "How old are your tyres?" I said, "Well, I've been on this since new, like 14 years old." So the rubber must have been really hard. There's no wear. There's no wear.
You were just driving around on blocks of plastic.
Exactly. And I never even thought of it because I looked at even the spare on it. It's never been used. You think I could play a tread on that.
Well, yeah.
But it gets really hard.
If there's no date on the tyre, really start to worry.
I know, so I went and put some new tyres on. It was a lot different after that.
Yeah, it makes all the difference. Oh, John,
This is Rob Davis, Mr. Morgan. He lives Morgans. This is Julian. He does a blog on Morgans. I was just telling him how obsessed you were with Morgans.
Good man.
How many Morgans you got?
4.
You're allowed to keep all of them at the same time.
Anyways, guys, I'm going to see this other guy.
Yeah,
cheers.
nice to meet you.
Louise, you're allowed to have more than one Morgan at a time, apparently. So, John, tell me about your Morgan collection, please, because I've got. Sorry, nice to meet you.
Hello, Julian.
Hello.
Hello, this is Greg. You've met Greg already?
Yeah, Greg's a long time fan.
Absolutely. I do think he's a very, very good, although he does keep on saying he's got the best looking +6 in the country.
Yeah, it's true though.
Which I dispute.
It's true.
Well, Greg's just had a paint job, isn't it, Greg?
Yeah.
And he's very pleased with it, aren't you, Greg?
Yeah.
We're still talking about the wheels, yeah?
No, we little bit of oxidation under the doors there.
Okay.
And I missed a bit.
Yeah. And we don't know whether you curved it or the dealer curved it, do we?
Oh, controversial. Let's not name the dealership right now. I burn far too many bridges as I go along, Rob, so let's not do that.
So we've got a lovely collection of cars here today. Obviously, possibly 1934 three-wheeler there, matchless engine. I have 4 Morgans, and I just cut my arm off, and I'm just like a stick of rock with Morgan written through the middle. I run the Morgan three-wheeler club in East Anglia.
Yeah.
Lovely bunch of guys. I've just noticed Trevor was here a moment ago. He's still rebuilding his Morgan three-wheeler, and that tends to be the case for a lot of these three-wheeler owners, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But when we do get together, we have some modern three-wheelers. 5-speeders we call them, or the super. We do have a member with a Super 3 as well, which is lovely, and we have some 1934 matchless.
5-speeders, you call them 5-speeders, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So the originals. So before we get to the
the originals, the cars that are racing Bentleys. With a handicap on the Brooklyn circuit at 1 lap, so they were actually lapping the Bentleys, so they had a handicap.
Yeah.
They were 2-speeder,
yeah,
and they had basically 2 chains, so that's a 2-speeder, no reverse. And after that came what we call the 3-speeder, which has reverse on the gearbox, and then of course we've got the 5-speeder, which is the modern Morgan these days, and then the 5 Super 3 after that,
yeah,
another 5-speeder, and 3-cylinder twin turbo. No, it's aspirated, isn't it, Greg? The Super 3 is aspirated, isn't it? I don't think it's a turbo.
It's the Fiesta engine.
Yeah. It's 3-cylinder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not turbo.
Yeah. So I've driven all the three-wheelers, every single one.
Yeah.
The Super 3 is very, very quiet. compared to the sort of 1930s three-wheelers. The 1930s three-wheelers, you start it with start motor. If you're lucky, you've got it fitted, or you can start it with start handle. And if you use a start handle and you don't set the advanced retard correctly, you'll take your wrist off, which is almost what happened to myself.
The Plus 3 is the one that Freddie had his Top Gear thing in, isn't it?
In the Super 3.
Super
yes.
3.
Yes. And if you go to Disney Plus, you can hear Freddie talking about that. And I think Chris Harris talks about it on a podcast. You'll have to go looking for that stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the car. I hasten to add all of that stuff.
You need big.
If you're 6'5" and your head sticking out above the hooks, don't go drifting the car.
No.
Unless you put a lid on and a full face visor as well. You're in essentially a motorbike.
Well, I thought you had to wear a full face visor. They made me get one.
Well, I wear a
I
helmet
would.
in my vintage three-wheeler, definitely, on long distances.
Yeah.
Because if you have a tyre blowout on the back, then you're in serious trouble.
Yeah. You don't want to be bouncing down the road on your head.
No. Your head's the sort of roll bar, isn't it, really?
Yeah, and that's the thing. So okay, so hang on, we still have someone flipped your switch, Rob, and you just went blah with loads and loads of info.
It happens, doesn't it, Greg?
The question is still, what you got in your garage?
So Morgan Freewheeler 1934.
Yeah.
Morgan 44 1947.
Yeah.
Now she's an absolutely beautiful car, ivory white. I use her for weddings, so I take quite a number of brides in there and school proms. Beautiful car, ivory white, goes well with a wedding dress. I have a 1956
I think you
TR4
dress as well, Rob. You should just put that car on.
I have got in some of the photos. I have got some in some of the photos. Yeah. Just open the door for her, that kind of thing.
1956.
So 1956 TR4 powered Morgan 4-seater.
Yeah.
There is a 1956 around on the track here I've seen as well. He's got a TR2 engine. That was I upgraded mine to TR4, just a high port head, which was the car that won the Le Mans back in the day.
Yeah.
So that's what I have there, and then I have the 2000, which is on here today. And other things like Triumph Thunderbird motorbikes we've just got hold of, which my good lady wants me to sort of dispose of again.
Yes.
But these are all the toys.
Very relaxed, your wife, isn't she?
I took her around the bend up there just now, and she said, "You went too fast. You went too fast."
Oh, see, I drive my wife around the bend all the time.
I think it's part of being a husband.
And of course, with the vintage three-wheelers, you're always doing maintenance. And to see this guy here, he's doing a little bit of lubrication on the chain, possibly, or cleaning a bit of oil from the gearbox. That's a gearbox under there.
Yeah, so probably stopping from dropping oil all over the start finish stroke.
I say Rob likes fiddling with his cars and messing around with them more than almost as much as he likes driving them.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It's good
I'm
fun.
going to switch this round rather than pointing at me, because it doesn't need to point at me. I can point straight at you, Rob. I can't do that. That's not a bit of me. He's a bit you.
I'm
I
not a
can't.
fiddler.
Well,
I prefer somebody else to do
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
For a change, my fingernails are clean. Normally they're covered in black.
Why are they so
gums.
long though? If you've got them under a car, surely that's
they're
like
only
an
for the-
oil.
they're only
Is
for
that an oil catcher?
They're geography teacher fingernails.
or actually, they're designed for when you get when you get a screw and you go, I've got a screwdriver, and you just jam it in and see if you can get it to turn around.
That 1950s one it's got. There's no support in the seats, and you go around the corner, and it's
And you
like
just
you
slide it
slide
around.
out. You're up the side, and then you're up the other side.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the more modern, the more modern iterations that obviously Greg and I are
Yeah.
sort of
So which ones are we talking about?
+6.
All of it.
+6, yeah.
Plus
I mean,
six.
they're lovely, powerful cars. But I think Morgan have lost their way a little bit, unfortunately, because they're.
Julian's ordered. What do you think of the Super Sport? Because Julian's ordered.
You've ordered one, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a boot there. You can. What can you put in there? Side screens?
The other side screen. I mean, look, I'll do a proper review on it when it arrives.
Yeah.
But for me and the way that I drive, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Because I drive my +6, or I was driving my +6 all year round, snow, rain, doesn't matter.
And that's a killer because in the wet, it's
Hilarious. It's
Tail-
hilarious.
tail happy.
That's what it is. It's hilarious.
It's tail
if it's
happy,
too bad,
yeah.
I'll get into something else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's the one to play with because it makes you smile.
Yeah.
But so you say they've lost the way. Why? Why is that?
So from my point of view, and the guys that I have in the older guys in the three-wheeler club and the Morgan club we have, they like the older cars. The traditional bouncy chassis. And of course, younger chaps like yourself, well, I'm quite young as well, but like the more modern iteration,
Do-
which is lovely. But
Yeah.
my wage packet don't stretch to 100 grand.
No.
It could do, but it wouldn't have much left.
No, exactly.
And Ali wouldn't probably like that either. I spend it all on a car. She probably. I don't know. She wants
Spend it all on her.
She wants her rings, you know.
Yeah,
and
there's a
things.
balance to life.
There
absolutely,
is a balance to life. That's why I retired at 52. So I don't have a large salary coming in anymore. But I'm happy with the cars I've got.
Yeah.
It's all about being happy, isn't it?
It's about the passion of the people and how they
Yeah.
evolve and the connection they have with their cars.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
And it's really
each
interesting
time.
that you say about that divide. I've been trying to establish where that divide sits between different Morgan owners, and I really think it comes down to those who like classic cars and those who don't like classic cars but don't want a classic car experience when they're driving.
My kids aren't into cars as much as I'm into cars and you're in. I don't know.
Yeah. No, my elder three are just not particularly interested, and my younger three, one of them is, but he's a JDM freak. I think he'll be sticking rubbish all over his cars. My stepdaughter, she just wants a new Polo because she wants the infotainment system.
Yeah.
I mean, jeepers.
What's one of them?
Oh God, I know. This is
Our
what annoys
entertainment
me.
system is the noise that comes from the engine. For me, it is anyway.
Yeah, exactly. When did this change?
And
It's
the
like-
bird song when you drive past, and the smell from the farms.
Yeah,
and
The best
as you're
thing is the
driving the car.
speedo that when you've got sunglasses on you can't see anyway.
Sorry,
try to
sorry.
use it.
You can't get the polarised lenses.
I know.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry, I couldn't see it.
I did try that on once.
Unfortunately, it's got a needle over the other side that you should be able to see.
Did you realise what speed you were going? Well, actually,
Yeah,
I can't see it.
Yeah, it's not my fault, officer.
Well, this is-
Honestly, it's a design fault.
When I first got my test drive at the Morgan factory, the guy there said to me, I said, "What's the speedo over there?" And it was always down to Charles Morgan. The speedo was on the left-hand side. No, Peter Morgan. Sorry. The speedo was on the left-hand side to scare the passenger, and so the driver didn't need to look at it. And that's what he said. You know, and sure enough, most of Morgan speedos are on the left. You know, or certainly hidden away from the steering wheel or whatever. You know, they're very difficult to see. You're not really interested in the speed. You're just interested in experience. You know, love of the driving, aren't you? Yeah.
Driving joy.
It is, yeah.
Use that phrase,
How
Will.
old are you, Julian, by the way? Because you always say that you're part of the younger generation.
I think that's going on his recording. He
I'm
can't.
55.
Oh,
Well, I'm 55 this year.
57.
So you're younger than us then? He's younger than us.
57. So we're
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, the same
similar
age, yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
You're the
Yeah. Well, you said. Well, for someone who retired at 52, you look like you've had a hard life, mate.
Actually, I have. Actually, I have, yeah.
Yeah, but he's right to. I mean, retiring at that age is a good thing.
Retire good, retire early, and go and enjoy life.
If you watch
Go
some
and
of
do
his
it.
videos, you realise that he's very cheeky.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
Yeah.
Especially to Spencer, who I have a lot of sympathy for.
Have you got some drinks, Ali, and food? I'll be up in a moment.
I hope they've got enough for everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am quite cheeky, Spencer. He deserves it. He's far too intelligent for his own good, that man.
Yeah, he's got a burst 4, and Julian just tells him he's missing 2 cylinders all the time.
Yeah, well, he's ordered his Super Sport, so we're gonna.
He's back in the fold.
He's actually grown up now. I mean, he's 37, so he needed to.
Can he
stop.
get insurance for it though?
At his age,
Yeah.
at his young age, it probably cost you a lot, actually, Spence. Yeah, being a baby with so few years driving.
This is fabulous. Have you enjoyed yourself, Greg?
Yes, I have.
Now, this
I
is
haven't
the man
managed to
that
scare
was thinking
myself
about
silly.
cancelling his drive today, wasn't he?
Well, I only got it back from the garage like 3 days
Yeah,
before.
he's worried about a few
Yeah.
scratches, but you enjoyed it.
It'd been in sort of 8 weeks. So you know what
Yeah.
it's like when you've been missing your car for a while, and then you don't want to break it again.
Again, it's when your car goes in. Ordinarily, a car goes in, it's fine, it's gone in, it'll be sorted out.
And it comes out the other end.
I had my 911 went in, it was in there for like 6 months. I didn't care, only for the fact that it was taking them so long. But apart from that, I wasn't missing the drive. The moment I don't have my Morgan, I'm like, a little bit.
Well, the excess on my
sorted.
policy is
Just get another Morgan and you'll be
it's
fine.
£7 as well. So I was like,
Oh, what for this? For today?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Get,
thing.
I get track day insurance when I do this.
I do it through Win and Got, and then they include Morgan track days, so you can have unlimited track
okay.
days, but it is double what you would normally pay. So you kind of
Yeah.
So I use
Don't
Cherish.
crash.
that's what I thought.
Greg, I use Cherish vehicle insurance, and they insure all my cars. for a very low premium. The windscreen, get this, the windscreen, I had a new windscreen put in within a week. Beat that, any insurance company.
I don't think there are any windscreens in the country.
I'm not going to stand here talking insurance with
Morgan,
you guys.
Morgan only had
that's a level of
Even Julian's viewers would.
that's a level. Rob's taken us to a level of dullness that we can't do.
Morgan only had 4 windscreens in stock.
Did
For
they?
my car, yeah. So that was lucky. Yeah.
Very got one though.
Yeah, I've got one and back on the road.
But ultimately, they'll always sort you out if they
Julian, the
can.
reviews. If you look on YouTube,
The views.
Yeah, we'll have a look on YouTube for you.
I've changed the channel
So,
now.
Yeah.
so you
Yeah,
were
don't do that, it's bad enough as it is.
You were JM, weren't you? JM?
Oh yeah, James Martin, JM cars. Do you know JM?
Yeah, he's on YouTube as well.
He's
Is that
he's quite chalk and cheese, but he's got an opinion. He's quite
I
good. Lives near
like,
us.
I like people. With
I'm going to make go and see
Rob,
my good
good
lady
to
up
meet
there.
you,
Yeah, yeah. And keep your eye on Mug Friends. It's
of
a
course.
club that's going places.
Mog Friends, guys. Mog
Yeah,
Friends,
and,
check it out.
Greg is a director as well, so.
We'll talk properly. But right, I'm going to turn this off because I'm going to swap phone numbers, and you don't all want Greg's phone number. Francis, your car is the best sounding car here.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Oh no, definitely. Listening to people run by.
Yeah.
There is a black one with side pipes which gives you a run for your money.
Really?
But yours is
Do you think I ought to take
beating
it down
ours.
to the tunnel to test it?
Yes. Could I come with you? Would you do that, please? Yeah. But that sounds great.
Yeah, it's good. Funny enough, its ground clearance isn't very good actually.
Is it not?
No,
It sounds.
that's
Oh
just
no, it
part
does.
of the mission.
It sounds lovely.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just about to organise lunch.
I'm
Should I drive drunk? Probably be easier.
Oh, is it? I think, yeah.
Oh, hang on, I'm
My
being
driving's
recorded.
always better when I'm drunk. Yes.
I think we're moving off at 1:25, so I've just got time for a few pork pies and a bottle of beer.
Yeah, I'm thinking of bacon sandwich and I'm going to go home, I think. Well, I can't enjoy the fun because I haven't got a car with me. So.
Aren't you?
No, mine went back on Tuesday.
Okay.
And then I'm waiting. I've got about 3 weeks wait before the new one comes. So
What's the new one?
the Super Sport.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
They're about 120,000 quid.
It cost me a bit more than that, but yeah.
Did walk by the time you spec'd it up.
Well, it starts at 100, including VAT, and then when you add on the things that I want to add on, it's one on the configurator. It's about 136.
Look, you can't take it with you.
Oh look, exactly. Yes,
Yeah. And
see, Louise, you can't take it with you. I'm going to spend it all now. Can I have more cars, please? More cars. Yeah.
No,
Man of wisdom here.
Yeah, no, I think you've got to. Carol wants the current Mrs. Davey wants a new kitchen and a greenhouse, and then there's what.
Yes.
So I don't know how I'm going to tackle that one.
No.
I don't think this is an instead of conversation.
It's never an instead of.
It's going to be an as well as conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Just you're carrying a ladybird with you on your neck.
Right.
Yes, if you can fit.
I can't see it. Would you mind?
Yeah, no.
I felt something go down my shirt.
That was
Maybe
probably
that was
him. Maybe. No. Yeah, mates of yours.
He's going to get surprised in a minute.
Oh, yeah. This is very true. I'll leave you in peace.
So have you got your own channel? You do this all the time?
I don't do it all the time, but so Julian_the views is my YouTube channel, but my website is theviews.uk because it carries all the other things I'm interested in as well. So I'm very invested in special educational needs. I have to do that, give it a bit of a shout. So if you're interested I own my own school, so there's links to that website as well, and there's other bits
This is a
and
private
pieces.
school?
It is, yeah. It's a SEN school, so
So how's this new VAT thing going on for you?
it works.
My attention's taken.
Actually, see you later. Right, that's it. I'm going. Oh God, you've got the same jumper. It's the same jumper that my mother owns.
In fact,
Don. Okay, sorry, I'm with Don and Dad. Is it?
Dom. So Dom with an M.
Dom. Dom
and Dad.
Dom
Hello
and
there.
Dad. Dom and
Lovely
Dad.
to meet you all.
Okay, so you know that I filmed round. I said always check the car park, and I went wandering around that Civic Type R, going, oh my God, I love it. It's bloody Dom's. So tell it. Look, Dom, come and tell us about your car love.
Oh wow! So I grew up watching the British Touring Car Championship with my dad here, and sadly we were MG fans. So never really got to celebrate much victory because of those things, and always loved.
Yes, but
seeing him on
Plato
the
would be
road.
pleased. Was it Plato driving the MG at that point?
Oh no! Back then it would have been Colin Turkington, Anthony Reid, all those guys. So that sort of era.
Yes, that
and
era.
then in these it was Matt Neal. who was sadly standing on the top step of the podium quite a lot.
All the time.
So thankfully now he's gone and it's my turn instead.
So do you drive? Do you race? Do you drive, or just around the streets?
I mean, yeah, we drive completely at the speed limits. We are very well behaved all of the time. No, it's a few track days here and there, hopefully to come, and well, some fun to be had.
It's the enjoyment of a shared pleasure, really.
Yeah, oh, I'm liking Dom and Dad. You're like, that's great.
Thank you.
So what's your passion for cars? What was your car history then? Never mind.
I started off with a £79 Anglia,
Yeah.
which I thought I did very well to sell for 50 a year later.
Yeah.
And then I gradually progressed to a Morgan 4.4
Yeah.
and a Mini.
Mini. How old's your Mini? Is it a modern Mini?
It's actually a new modern Mini, and it's the first all-electric car I've ever had. So
An all-electric.
yeah,
It's quick.
Mini Aceman.
It is quick.
Very quick. Different characteristics, obviously, but
It's horses for courses.
it is. Yeah, and it handles just like an old-fashioned traditional Mini. So I'm very pleased with it actually.
Really?
Yeah.
It handles it.
Yeah.
That essentially that's high praise for the electric Mini.
Yeah.
Especially for a scale electric car without the braids.
Dom's going to be all cynical about electric stuff.
Absolutely. I love
Really?
that.
Are you-
She's naturally
Yeah.
aspirated,
Yeah.
and it makes a wonderful noise.
With
Whereas,
a sense of humour.
absolutely.
Yeah.
See, I think
Well, you can't really knock the fridges on wheels, can you?
Dom is going to get an education when my cars are built and out about electric. I will convert you as to
Absolutely.
why electric is good in some instances. But in the other stuff, yeah, I agree with him. Absolutely and completely. Guys, thank you very much.
Not
Dom
at
and Dad,
all.
it is a
Not
pleasure
at
to
all.
meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Yeah, and
Jolly good
like
luck.
and subscribe, which you have, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Remember.
we'll talk soon.
Take care.
Bye.